right, let's just jump right into it. After 14 grueling weeks of action, the postseason face of several college football teams laid in the hands of the College Football Playoff Committee as they met for the final time today in Grapevine, Texas. With some losses by some top teams, there were potential opportunities for moving and shaking in the top 4 spots. So let's check it out. Kirby Smart and Georgia checking in at number 1. They'll take on 4th-ranked Ohio State in the Peach Bowl in one semifinals. Despite their overtime loss to Kansas State, TCU remained in the 3rd spot. They'll take on Big Ten champ Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl. Alabama finishes 5th, while the Tennessee Vols, they finish at number 6. All right, here's some quick information. Both the Fiesta Bowl and Peach Bowl semifinals will take place on New Year's Eve. Fiesta Bowl will kick off at 3 p.m. The Peach Bowl will kick off somewhere around 7 p.m. You can watch both of those games live on ESPN. So there was some speculation about the committee's decision going into this weekend, but ultimately they chose who they selected, and now we've got 4 teams. So Simon, I ask this question every single year. Now it's your time to answer it. Did the committee get it right this season?
I think they found 4 of the best teams. I say of the best teams because I think there was more than 4 teams that could be realistically the 4 that could compete for a national championship. I do have a bone to pick. Sound like Kendrick Lamar. I got a bone to pick.
Okay.
I got a bone to pick with how they treated USC. Why are they penalized for losing a championship game? In return, Ohio State, who didn't even win their own division, let alone appear in their conference championship game, makes the Final Four. The term that they use a lot in these evaluations was football judgment. I think we know that Ohio State is among the 4 best teams in any kind of conglomeration of 4, but they were rewarded in spite of not being involved in their championship. So I think just the evaluation, again, it's a little bit subjective in that regard, did not yield, I think, maybe the truest result for what would be competitive equity.
What did you think about the fact TCU losing in overtime on the last play, and they didn't even go anywhere?
Right, there's a point to be made there that, yes, they beat Kansas State for the 2nd time, but they blew them out the first time they played. It was a 20-point win. It was closer in the 4th quarter. It was 8. I think they were up 7 with 8 to go. And then in this game, they need overtime to beat them. So what does that say about TCU? I think an argument can be made there that they showed some flaws. But all to say, TCU is, again, among those 4 teams. I don't find any personal gripe with that. But again, they get a similar circumstance as USC. Just one result goes the opposite way, and Ohio State sneaks in.
Gotcha. All right. We're going to talk about it throughout the month. But can anyone stop Georgia from going back-to-back?
I think you're looking at a Michigan team that is primed as anybody with their strengths on both offensive and defensive lines, and their quarterback play has evolved throughout the year. J.J. McCarthy has stepped into a role and been an effective passer. Now they're down their number 1 running back, but
did see that
number 2 guy stepped in pretty well.
Okay. Well, everybody, we will see what's going on with the top 4 in the upcoming weeks. But